Don't blink, it's your blank. Welcome to the show. I'm not doing well at all. Just tell my mom. She's so pissed. She gave me shit for like an hour, so we're gonna film some video, okay? And they mean nothing to me. They just says that you later. Anything. Don't blink, kiss your blank. Welcome to the commentary show. Because you're going to having a wonderful day on this 18 April 2025. Not doing well at all. I'm going to be filming these stunts and I'm going to be talking to the camera. That's all I can do right now, so yeah. When you wake up, drinking on makeup. I don't remember how we get here, or how we survived all long until they don't know love this year. And I remember every 30, exceed under, and couldn't think in the air. And there's something, you know, the better. And I feel better when I make up. Do we better in America? You're so full of shit. And you're sitting to play someday. Even I'm an overcame. You took right. And I took I heard you say, hey. No, don't mean so much to me. And they are nothing to me. They don't let you hear. Of your makeup, it's a world away, and there's more to do somewhere. It's like a show there, and there's a the world away. Things are better in America, and the streets are gold there. To the place someday, it's a dream like having over again. Nothing hurt, babe. Not good as you. Need to be. Love me so much to them. And they mean nothing to me. They do not gotta hurt him. They're watching me changing. Cause they have put in a million. And they're much better than us. Oh, much better than us. Oh, much better than us. Say that you hear him. They've been watching you changing. They've been one in a million. Anyway. Don't link if you blink. Welcome to the commentary show. It's doing well. Having a wonderful day on this 18th April 2025. I'm not doing well. Guitar. Happy St. Friday. You see me watching music or listening to music. Um, this is the only thing that's keeping me from breaking down right now. So sorry, but it is what it is. We're listening to Eden or Eden. Wake up 1 hour. This is a song that I used to listen to when I had a big depression at 22. So something that we are still listening to is like, so as you can possibly tell, or mostly at least, when I do well, at all. Just had another long conversation with my mom, and she's mad. She's really mad. I don't even feel like filming, but again, I want to see actions privacy. I promise you guys that I was gonna be honest, right? So I said about the 13,000 that I owe the government. Parents are mad. My mom is really mad. My father's mad. You know, and yeah, yeah. Sorry guys. So we do owe $13,000 now. You know, I made a video about this morning, right? It's crazy that this was the video that we made today because it's so apropos what is in French, you know. It's so relevant to the whole situation. I was making a video this morning and talking about the 30 days we learned anew and how we're feeling better, right? And then we approached the five brief, right? And this morning we also did a conversation. We also did a video on the communication, right? And the social ethic of communication and understanding how people felt, and you know, and you know, it's hard. It's really hard. Because they're also going through financial reviews, right? And depending on the person, depending on the person, I'm sorry, guys. Depending on a person's psyche and emotional, they'll have a different stressful response, right? Or a different stress response. And today we talked to my mom, and again, she gave me shit for a while, and it was anger like I never seen before. You know, I couldn't even talk. I was just hammering down and hammering down and hammering down, and you know. And like yesterday I was talking about, I have to carry those people, you know. Yeah, so I was also carrying the coworker. Ultimately speaking, you know, they're not my direct family, or you know, they're so mad. They're so mad at the situation. They're so mad at the situation, but at the same time, you know, the three of us thought I was allowed to have an employment. I was able to get it. I was able to, you know. None of us knew that I wasn't allowed or able to. And the company, the mother company, the HQ, they fucked me over, you know. And now I'm the asshole who had to know that I was being fucked over. I'm the asshole. I'm the asshole that owes $8,000 and cannot pay it. You know, I'm lucky I have good parents, but you know, that's my dreams and content. But in 4 years, I have to show for it. You know, I have an amazing community. I really love you guys, but when push comes to shove, I have to push and shove, and I just can't. You know, I just can't. So now, and everybody surrounding me, they're like, no, this is not an opportunity for you, this is not possible. You're not gonna make it, you know? And I tell them I'm able to make it. And the only reason we're able to make it is because we're good with money. I'm saving up, I'm taking shortcuts, I'm eating food, the food I'm eating every single day. That's ramen, that's food that I had for years. I was still working when I bought those. You know, I was during a pandemic, you know? So I've been able to, you know, to have a cushion. And now, this cushion is out of my hand, right? And I'm trying to fight so hard, and say, hey, it's possible for me to make content, you know? It's like, the way it feels like a scientist. I think a scientist that had to discover something, right? And every single day gets closer to discovering. He finds something. There's a day where he doesn't find anything, but every single day he's working. He's finding a theorem, right? He's finding a, what the fuck am I call it, right? A formula, right? And every day he's trying, right? And he gets super close, right? Now again, the super close is different discussion. what is super close, what isn't. And then there's another scientist that he didn't even know about. He didn't even know about scientists. And he discovered this the same formula that the other one was trying. And he discovered it on his own, right? He discovered it on his own, and then his coworker. Oh, I'm not recording. I'm not recording. The recording broke. Sorry, guys. Then his bosses, they tell him, hey, we financed your research, right? But you have to show for it. And the guy said, well, it's super close. And then he's being told that you're not close enough to reimburse anything. Right? Then you realize that through the work of his lifetime, you know. And now he's freaking out. He's freaking out because he doesn't know what to do. He's freaking out because there should be no issue or no escape. So then he has to crawl to the scientists, right? And those other scientists, they tell them, hey, remember when you failed, right? Remember when you crawled for help, right? And there's what they're hammering on it, you know. They're hammering on it and say, hey, how are you gonna fix this? How are you gonna fix this? How are you gonna fix it? And then you realize that there's no fixing it, right? There never was a fix it in the first place, right? Then that's it. And you talk to yourself that where you really felt. It's 4 years, and ultimately it's 4 years that I've learned a lot. It's 4 years I really enjoyed. But again, when push comes to shove, what's left? These times I don't know. You know. But then what can I do? You know. I found that I went to the guy to say for work, and I was lying to myself in a way of, I have to take care of everybody and I have to be calm and I have to be the one to manage the situation, right? And I was seeing people that were angry, that wanted justice, that's screaming, you know? People were fighting between them. You were fighting between them. And then you're faced with two situations. Why are they acting like that? It's stupid, right? No, it's not stupid. Because they care more than I care. This morning I was like, okay, well, I'm feeling better, you know? I didn't even try to pay the money yet. I did, but I could. But what I could was, in the grand scheme of things, so little compared to the rest, right? And, I don't know. And then, the mentality of the fact of grief, right? Come back in. They come back in hard. Come back in really hard. And they come back in as a they felt the state of grief for the anger. They felt it for a while longer. They felt it for a lot longer, you know. Like I said my mom super angry. My father being more radical and saying, okay, well, I can allow myself to be angry because I have to solve the situation, right? And then you're asking yourself, why am I not feeling angry? Is it because I'm more mature and I moved on to the stage of grief more quickly? I don't fucking know. More quickly, I think, is the right way. And you're not sure. You don't know, right? You ask yourself the question: why did I move on so fast? Is it my personality type, and I don't like confrontation, right? So it could be. But then, am I not allowing myself to feel this anger? Am I not allowing myself to feel this violence? I cried today. Didn't want to. Wasn't planning on it. And I cried. I tried so much, you know. And I cried. And I didn't allow myself to feel anger. Now the most logical part of me was saying that because we've lived with so much anger when I was young, my father was angry. He was strict, he was very strict. He would go ballistic. My mom So I was super angry. So then a way of coping is there's a self mechanism, a trauma system, or a trauma IQ that says, hey, you felt the after effect, you felt the nucleus of anger when I'm angry, right? You know? And because I'm not able to process this feeling of anger, I'm not able to process the other emotion, right? So I bottle it up, I bottle it up, I bottle it up. Then I implode. And I'm an asshole. And I'm an asshole because I've suffered. I'm an asshole because it's my reality. I suffered because one way or the other, it wasn't enough. This is why I'm sad now. I have this feeling that not being able to do enough. Feel like I'm not able to do enough for content creation. Feel like the biggest thing in my life right now is the weight loss. And last week we gained some weight. It was on purpose, it wasn't planned, it wasn't wanted. But we lost some weight. We gained some weight. I gained 3 pounds. So we went from losing 15 pounds to losing 10 pounds to gaining 3 pounds. Once again, it's like I'm not enough. I'm having this bill in front of me. And I can't pay. And once again, like I'm not enough. No? And I called them. And they were talking about how there was option of payment, right? And I could give out this amount every single month, and I could give out this amount every single month, right? And I just don't know. I just don't know. I just don't know. I just don't know because, you know, one of my biggest tried in life is I got no debt. I owe nobody nothing, right? There's multiple versions of self-made, right? And again, you guys know me by now. You know who I am. You know how I act. You know how I think, right? And you understand that I'm very prideful and I like to isolate myself and be alone, right? So not knowing that I don't owe anybody anything. It's a pride. Because at the end of the day, I'm like, I made it. I had some help. But never help where I felt like I was indebted. And you know. Then my mom. I met my father because he's not gonna help as much as my mom. She wants to really, really help because she feels like there's an injustice, right? She feels like there's an injustice, but then she blames me because she should have known that she wouldn't get allowed to. How am I supposed to know that we're not allowed to when 10 of us, 10 out of 10 people, by the way, every single person had the unemployment, now have a debt to pay. The company fucked us, understand that? The company fucked us. They did not know what to do. I did not know. And yeah. No. It's rough, it's tough. It's really tough. You know, and the fact that I don't go into anything, I think it's such a sense of pride because I'm like, hey, you know, I did that myself. I had some help, but again, not enough for me to feel like I owe somebody something, you know? Yeah. So it's tough, it is tough, but you know, my mother's mad at my father because he doesn't want to help as much as she does. She wanted to help halfway, so 6,500, 6,500, you know? But the difference between my mom and my dad is I never asked, and I didn't ask either of them for help. I never asked either for them for help, right? Now my mom, she decided to help because she wants to help, and most of the time when my mom needs help, it's coming from her. I'm not asking for shit, you know. Like, hey, let me help you out. And then you get the other mom, no, please, I got this, show this. So then refers to my father. My father has the habits of me not needing help. My father understands that I can, you know. So when it's time for me to help, so it's for me to ask for help, I don't. Like, well, he's okay, right? Because he never asked for help, you know. And my mom, the thought process of he's okay, I'm still a baby boy, I need help, you know. My father, I'm a man, they will do shit on his own, you know. And in both cases, they were they said, it's been built. I'm the only one that went to contest it. Right? I'm also sad because even though I feel like I didn't do anything wrong, I feel like if I was to go to court, I would win. Since I need their help, I have to listen and I have to obey. You know? Because they're helping, and I owe them, right? I owe them because they help. Then both of them they want to pay the bill, and I want to go to court. I cannot go to court, so they're mad at me for something I can avoid. You know? try boiling pasta. You hurt yourself and then say, hey, don't boil pasta anymore. You can't do it, right? And you try to tell them, hey, I can't. But then because they're the one that gave the pasta, you're stuck eating cold pasta. And it was as easy as trying to do it that worked. They're willing to give up, not even trying to fight. You know? And yeah. What to do? I don't know what to do. So then I'm stuck submitting to law and order. And yet I feel that part of this independence that I'm trying so hard to fight to keep. It's the fact that I don't owe anybody anything, but it's also the fact that I don't know. I have no clue. Not to say yes, mom, yes, dad. I will do it. No? When I don't want to do it, I'm gonna fight that. You know? Now, I feel unheard. I feel like they're not even in the situation. Because they're not even in the situation, they won't listen. And then they're fighting with each other because they're so angry. They're fighting with each other. If we're gonna get out of this, we need to be treated together. But then, my father's on his side, my mom's on her side. I'm stuck in the middle, trying to fix things but even then I'm not listening to because really asshole who has debts, you know. And if I went to court, right, and I fought and I didn't have to pay bills, right. And I just came in and I was like, hey, we should fight this because if we win, then none of those two they have to worry about it. None of those two they have to fix a situation that shouldn't have to be fixed in the first place. The company closed. They offered me a new job. They call it transfer. Because they call it transfer, legally speaking, it's still the same job. You know? And they're asshole because the Metro, the butter company, they needed 6 people. They did 6 people. And we're 10 that has to pay. Now what I'm not saying is 4 of those 10 people, 4 of those 15 people, because the last one is my boss, and my boss retired. Which makes us 14 available worker. 4 of us left to work there, right? They only had 2 places left. Out of the 10, only 2 had a chance to have a job. Right? But then, I'm talking about avoiding a battle, right? Or avoiding a debt. And then, in the perfect situation, I would make sure that I was allowed to get the money in the first place. But once again, they waited a year after to send me a bill and say, hey, you owe this much. Right? A month I would have been able to pay. 2 months I would have been able to pay. 3 months, no problem. 4 months, no problem. 5 months, no problem. 8, 9 months, I'm going to have one to pay. You know? And then, even then, I was able to keep savings. I was able to cushion the rent and shit like that, right? The rent itself is not expensive. I'm paying 625 per month. That's one. Next, I'm paying the fizz, which is internet, which is $35 per month. It's 40 with taxes. That's $675. I'm paying $40 per month for my cell phone. $550. I'm paying $21 for Netflix, which is $702. Right? I have to pay for ITRO, but the heating of the building is included. But the heating of the apartment of the building is included. I only have to pay $40 every 2 months. Then I'm at $755, right? I don't have to buy food. I don't have to buy clothes. So what's I have to buy? Nothing. I have to pay for transport, which is about $100 per month. So I live for under $850 per year, you know, and yeah, and $800 per year. So I'm more than capable of doing what I can, you know. At 850, I'm at about $10,200 per year. I owe $13,000. I owe more than my cost of living for 1 year. You know? It's just so much. At the same time, again, I'm being hammered down. If I felt like I have to deal with people when I have problems. You know? I have people reach out to me, amazing people. Then the situation is, that's not a problem. They don't need to hear that. They're dealing with their own shit, right? One of the only people I told, because she kept asking, was Anna, another single mom. A single mother, right? And she still has a baby, so expensive on clothes that keeps on changing, on diaper that keeps on changing. So she has to deal with a lot of expenses. She doesn't want to hear that because I'm not that she doesn't want to hear that. She doesn't need to hear that because she has her own financial burden, right? And then talking about it, it's just rough, just really rough, because when you hear about it, it's bad, because then people think that is he asking me for help, you know? But then at the same time, you're not asking for help, but talk about it. And then even though you're not asking for help, people don't help or they don't offer to help, and you're asking yourself, nobody gives a shit, you know? Which is not true. You do give a shit. You can't just expect people to be there when shit hits the fan. Some people will be, most people won't, you know? I was talking about my depression when I was 22, you know, and my best friend who unalived himself, my girlfriend, my very first girlfriend, my very first mutual love, it would really work, right? And it would really work, right? That's not good for the computer. 6 feet under. Yes, sir. You know, and yes, that was rough. That was traumatizing, right? Because again, I'm a simple guy that tends to isolate himself, right? So my circle of friends is very small. Because the circle of friends is very small, I'm more demanding via those friends because I want to, because there's so little of them. You know? It's like selling 10 chocolates, right? And it costs you X to make this chocolate. So if you sell 10 of them, it's 10 divided by 10. It's X divided by 10. So X divided by 10, you're financially viable, right? If you do 11 divided by 10, if you do X divided by 11, right, then you're making profit. Divided by 10, right? But then you're selling only 3, your cost is still 10. So then everybody has to pay more to cover the cost, right? So those friends, and the normal thing to do, well, not normal, it was horrible to do, but the natural reaction that I had was to burn bridges, you know, and burn bridges. So then you lose those close friends, right? And then you're looking at a complete stranger. But then no stranger, you help them because you weren't working. You had a lot of free time, and you would go on Facebook and talk to people, and you were lonely, so you talk to a lot of people, and then it would help you. Then it would help you, right? And then they would help you in ways where it's gorgeous because you're doing something good, right? You're doing it because you're nice. Mostly because you're bored, but you're nice, you know? And then you remember who you helped, right? And even if you didn't do the collect, there's a time of need, right? There's a time of need, and you're like, it's like the mafia, right? And they lend you money, right? And you're like, okay, well, I'll pay you back. And they say, don't pay me back, I'll own the favor one day, right? Kind of that. Now, the favor might never come. It might never come. But it might come one day. And when you come to collect, nobody has money. Nobody has the favor. Nobody wants to do it. Everybody's afraid of you. Everybody's afraid of dirtying their own hand, right? That was depression. I was like, nobody gives a shit, you know? That's not true. People give a shit. But then that experience of nobody giving a shit led me to close off and to change my whole behavior. And by changing my whole behavior, I became independent, right? I always tell you, hey, I'm so happy I'm self-sufficient. This self-sufficient doesn't come from a, hey, I'm amazing, I'm mature. Because it came from a place where I couldn't rely on anybody. And the only person that I had back was myself. So once again, the principle of I owe you, the principle of divided cost or dividend is one. Remember the chocolate, right? If you sell 10 of those, your money, 11 of those, your profit. 3 of those, well, it's a lot of cost. But then you're selling to one person. That's expensive as fuck, you know? So do it to yourself. And you do it to yourself, and you do it to yourself, and you do it to yourself until it becomes a natural. It becomes a reflex. Well, I have this problem. What can I do? Versus, hey, I have this problem. Who can help me? Right? Now, it seems like I'm saying, like, hey, if you have a problem, go ask for help. And I think there's a very important distinction to do here. And the very important distinction to do here is you have a problem versus you need help. You know, that's completely different. I have this problem I can fix. I need some help. Automatically, if I need some help, I can fix it. Automatically, logically speaking. You know? The summertime. So far. And at the end you become self-sufficient because it's a habit. And then when you have a problem, you can fix it, right? And because you're so used to being self-sufficient, you're not used to ask for help. Then when you need help, you don't know how to ask it, right? And then luckily you find yourself surrounded by people, right? And those people are there to support you, to help you out. Wow, I'm so lucky. And then again, we have the 5 stages of grief. At first, like, okay, well, what can we do, right? It's denial, yeah, anger, bargaining, lethargy, acceptance, you know. I don't know if that's from Metro, it's not that way. And then now they're at the stage of auto attraction, right? And you're seeing people implode around you. They implode, they self-destruct. They're going to war with each other. It's such a big problem. And then you might have a solution, but nobody's willing to listen to you, right? And then you don't feel heard because you're the person that's self-sufficient. So you're self-dependent. You take care of shit yourself. So you have a tendency or a habit of solving problem on your own. And then you tell those people, hey, I might have a solution. And their answer is, fuck you, you're the one that brought the problem. You know? And that's the worst part. The worst part will always be, and always has been, letting people down. You know? And I feel like I possibly let people down more than I know. But because I'm not reliant on them, and because I'm not, hey, help me. Even if I let them down, I'm like, okay, well, GDC's okay, right? But now I'm not okay, you know? So I know what to do. And I had this feeling of hammering down. And that's one thing. Because you're endurance, and you're strong, so you don't mind enduring it. Hit me as much as you want, I don't care, right? I'm sad now, but tomorrow I'll be okay. Even if you hit me. Even if you spit in my face, it's fine. I'll be okay, right? And then there's the undertone of it. And the undertone of it is, people are not really mad at you. They're worried about the situation, they're stressed. They don't have a solution, so they turn to despair. You know? They're just beautiful sentence. Let's see how loyal a dog is when it's hungry. Right? Despair is that hungry dog. Then you change yourself, you change. Right? You become like an alcoholic. Where instead of with people that are acting differently with alcohol, you know what you're saying, it's different. It's alcohol, it's emotion, it's different. Not real. You see with people with alcohol, they're themselves, right? Or they act as themselves. And when they're sober, they're able to control this, right? And they're able to maintain a passable, you know, and you know, people say, oh, people are not born evil, and that's true. But we all have our own trauma and our own thing to deal with, you know. And you have people that have their whole life ruined with one action, you know. Just like emotion, you're able to maintain yourself, you're able to keep a level-headed, right? And then all it takes is a drop in a full cup for it to overflow. And then you're no longer able to maintain that level-headedness. You're no longer able to help those people, or to be the calm self of the calm image of yourself, or the calm version of yourself, right? And then I said yesterday, and I meant it, and again, I'm going to sound like an asshole, but that's not the goal here. I felt like I was talking to my mom a lot and my father a lot, and I was helping both of them a lot. And I truly felt like I was the most level-headed. I felt like my mom was really stressed, and I was trying to calm her down, you know, or at least ensure, you know, she needs to punch a bit of punching back, you know. Or my father, who was worried and willing to give up, and this is the subservient nature that he has, the subservient nature of, I never had leadership. I've always been an employee. I've always been a sheep. I always had to follow a certain lead. I always had to do as told. When I finally have free reign, I don't know what to do, because this constant mindset of following has killed every single semblance of leadership, you know. And then you're being told by, I'm gonna come back to it, but you're being told by somebody who's actually punching you, right? They're punching you, and they're slapping you, and they're using the belt, and they're whipping you, right? And they're telling you that you did something that you didn't do, right? And then there's a person in there that's like, hey, I didn't do it, but if that's the consequences, I'll take it. Versus the person that is, fuck you, I don't deserve this, right? Now where lies the truth? Does the truth lies in, where does the truth lies, and you know, the truth lies in fuck you, or hey, it's done, right? Doesn't matter how long I suffer, it's not eternal, it's a temporary pain, right? So I try to tell them, hey, this, and ultimately speaking, without necessarily being a leader or having leadership or having this commanding attitude toward my father. There's moments where he was talking, he was afraid, and I had to tell him, dude, stop. And I asked him to give him orders for him to calm down. You know, so I had to maintain that. You know? And in both cases, the two of my parents are two people that are most aware and are they're for me, which is amazing. But they're both filled cup, right? They're both filled to brim with water, right? And you would add a single drop of water. Again, I'm recording this, so water is my language, but they're both in a position of, hey, just take the shit, right? Then can I help? In this scenario, I'm gonna fucking sink, you know? And the second I turn on the water, which is helping, because that's the purpose of a sink. The purpose of a sink is to give water, right? Can we agree on that? Cool. You're certain that you're doing this purpose of being the sun, while you're the drop of water that's too much because you cause a problem, you know? then I'm in a position where I have to wait until they both calm down a little bit. Because I have to wait, to be passive and not do shit and just let the dust settle. Because I'm not doing anything. I'm losing time where I could contest. You know? And yesterday my mom was like, hey, you can contest it. I'm like, my mom's like, we're contest it, let's pay a bill, and once we're contesting it, we'll contest it. Now the weird part is my mom was mad, was even more confident. You know? And it's horrible because she calls me. And I'm literally giving out CDs to find a job, you know? Because now it's an emergency, I'm desperate. And when people are desperate, they're different too, right? Remember I was saying about the alcohol and the same thing, right? So I'm asking for help. I'm asking for a job. Because if I get a job, then I don't have to beg for help and I can take care of the problem myself. Makes sense? Hopefully. You know? And then my mom, she calls me. And she's like, call me next time. I'm giving out CDs. So because I'm giving out CDs, my phone's in airplane mode. Like, because it rings all day with fucking scams. And if somebody wants to hire me and they see me all the time answering the phone or phone rings, they're like, this guy is addicted to his phone, which is true, but they don't know that, you know. So I leave it on airplane and then I just eat a piece of bread with, well, you know, 2 pieces of bread, 2 pieces of cheese, 2 hot dog sausage, right? And then I call her when I'm done, which is like 2 o'clock, right? PM. And I call her and I'm like, hey ma, I need to call you. Then she tell me, no, you'll call me at 9. And I said, okay, I'll try. Because again, I don't know. For example, right? It's 8:30, I'm doing something, I don't see time pass. Oh, it's fucking 9:50, right? So instead of saying I'll call you at 9 o'clock on the dot, I say I'll try, which means that, okay, well then if I call you at 10, I still call you, right? And right away she's aggressive and she says, I'll call you, call me at 9 10 I'm like, okay, ma. And then she texts me at 6 o'clock and now it's 10:30, 10:50. And then she's like, hey. And she's like, she's already aggressive, so I know by calling her, she'll be aggressive, right? So I'm trying to be passive and I'm trying to calm down. So before I call her, I take a deep breath, right? Then she asked me what did the paper send, and the paper's at my father's house because my father wants to have a file, you know, with multiple paper and everything that we needed because my father needs to be organized, otherwise he doesn't deal well in chaos, right? So I call him and he doesn't answer. So I tell my mom and say, sorry mom, because she told me what's on the paper. So I tell them, I told her what I thought it was written, which was the exact thing that was written. And I want to make sure. Call my father. He doesn't answer. And he called me. And I don't even have the time to answer the phone. And I can hear her swearing in the background. And it sucks because I'm getting angrier. I'm getting angrier. You know, and then she's like, oh, you treat your father so much better than me. Which is not true, anyway. You know? So it's horrible. And she gets angry and I have to, towards the end, I have to endure and take it 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 and take it. Why? Because that's the only thing I can do. Only I can do. See, if I had to put it in a word, the perfect, absolute perfect definition would be something along the line of you don't buy the hand that feeds you, right? That's the perfect description. And it's ironical and theatrical and it's one because yes, you don't buy the hand that feeds you. However, if there's no hands feeding you, you don't have to worry about buying the hand that feeds you. You know, it's a classic angle of teach a man to fish. Give him a fish, they'll eat for 1 day. Teach a man to fish, you'll never go hungry again. The second you become self-sufficient, then you're able to pick up your own food and fish or whatever. You don't have a hand to bite. It's so complex because you're in a position of, hey, if you spend too much time feeding yourself and one day you're presented a hand to feed you, you don't know what to do with the hand, right? So there's a perfect balance once again. And everybody expects you to have this perfect balance down. And everybody expects you to be, oh, perfect, you know what? This is the exact way you react to people. Right? But we're all different, this society is different, right? And some people act a way, other people act another way, and then you act your own ways. So, the dogs, the ones. The only way is to have a sheep mentality and follow the herd, right? But then I saw my parents feeding those sheep and follow the herd and follow. And it led them nowhere. Now, ultimately speaking, this is ironical because I'm sitting here with dads and I'm asking my parents for help. Then I'm saying that they went nowhere, but in a way, they didn't, you know. In a way, they spent their life following and never got to accomplish what they wanted to accomplish, right? Now, here we are, trying to accomplish a dream, right? And that dream is make content. And it doesn't work, you know? I don't know what to do. I do not know what to do. I don't know how to react, I don't know how to act, I don't know what they say to do. You know, it's horrible. It's horrible. So I feel like I'm letting everybody down, but I'm letting myself down. You know? And we're already thinking about the aftermaths, you know, and how everybody's gonna be so pissed. You know? Then I'll reimburse them. They take a year, they take 2 years. So for 1 year and 2 years, I owe money, which isn't a big deal because you know life is short, not that short. But for 2 years, I'm gonna have to know that I'm owing something to someone, and if they act in a way that I don't appreciate, or if I'm feeling this emotion because I'm treating them properly, I feel this anger at being treated unproperly, right? And I'm feeling this anger at being treated unfairly. It's sad, it's horrible. I can't react. You know? I was more angry at being treated like shit today on the phone than the actual debt. I don't understand why. Anyway, my rant. Thank you for watching. Oh.
That was his house, that was his dad's perspective. He inherited the house on his grandfather. She's been living with him in that house since 2017. Maybe I sell it. Or I can sell it.
The streets are good.
No, you shoot.
Did it right away? Did it right?
My sister had 2 of them. I had to know. beautiful. Oh, they're so cute.
It's great mistake.
Yes, but it's only because if you go to the hospital, yes.
Thank you.
But that's okay. That's all. That's it.
It's a
But no,
protection. It's a protection.
and I was very sick. I'm here. I'm here. We'll go with it.
What? Don't blink, it's your blink. Welcome to the comfort show. Here's the having a wonderful day on this 17 April 2025. On this 18, my apologies. They were reviewing another movie. We're reviewing Sausage Party. So Sausage Party, the plot is what? I want to start to do the plot of the movie, then we'll do what we think about it. So basically, products in a grocery store that are thinking that there is a heaven out there, and their job is to get picked out by the god, which is the client. So actually a super nice thing. You're seeing a completely different version. For example, there's this person that's cooking, and they have this realization that holy shit, this is bad, right? What I really enjoyed is the most of the plot that feels phenomenal is that it's a really feel good movie. In a weird way, this is kind of like a Toy Story with food. So Toy Story once again is okay. We're coming alive when there's nobody, and when there's a kid, you know, just let's be chill. So it did remind me a lot about that. But another case is what I'm seeing with the Sausage Party. It's very the plot is very good. There's a bunch of voice actors. There's Jonah Hill. There's Nick Kroll. There's a bunch of really good voice actors. Seth Rogen. And what I really like about the movie is like the plot, which is every single morning they're singing a song, right? And then you realize that this song was a Arab phone, which is basically oh, I told you this, but you tell me that. He told me this, and then I said that. You know, it's this first version of the story has been told again and again. And now the first song that was supposed to say, hey, be careful, it's dangerous out there, became, hey, you have to get chosen, right? Now the subplot, which is phenomenal, is there's a small sausage, and the small sausage like, hey, you know, I cannot really be chosen because of my size. So there's a story of acceptance or self-acceptance, which is really cool. Or there's this other story where if you get out of the packaging, then you're not going to be chosen, right? Which is also super nice. The fact that they're talking to each other is also super good. The movie itself is quite entertaining. It's interesting. It feels a bit long, but all in all, it's a really good movie. It's a movie that you're gonna enjoy. Because of the voice actors, because of the plot also. The movie is really charged though. So for example, there's talk about the Palestine and the Israeli conflict. There's talk of you know, purity and religion. There's talk of the Second Reich, right? There's talk of even in the Second Reich, they're talking about killing the Jews versus you know what. So that's it's very politically inclined. There's a lot of talk of deep talk. And it's a feel-good movie for sure. So it begins by saying, so in the what do you call it? It's tough. It's tough because it's such a complex movie, and it's a complex movie when you look outside of the tip of the iceberg. So when you look deep down, that is so well done. So one of my favorite parts is, for example, right? You got these two people, which is Seth Rogen, right? And I don't know the voice actress. I'm sorry. And he learned the truth about the gods. And they're gonna get eaten, they're gonna get cut up, they're gonna get cooked, right? So he's trying to tell people, and everybody's like, yo, you're an heretic, right? And the love of his life, she believes in something else. She believes in what you call it? She believes in the true story, which is the gods, and they're good. So it's to tell her, right? And you have to tell her, hey, this is not good. And she's like, yeah. And this guy constantly searches for the truth. And he's willing to go aisle by aisle. So the aisle, which I really enjoyed, was kind of like a city in itself. That I really enjoyed. The movie itself, there's some funny moments. For example, there's a sausage that gets to the douche, right? And to the douche, and he's like, even the villain, which is the douche in the movie, that's really good. So you got the sausage, and the douche gets up in the devil, which is the employee there, and he gets into his pants. And the sausage is leaning, so when you look at it, it seems like a sausage, like a penis, right? That was really funny. The douche itself is such a good product. So the douchebag is this douchey guy, which is Nick Kroll. If you like, what's his name? There's a character he does in the Kroll show, which is Nick something, and he's really a douchebag, and he makes fun of the people from Jersey Shore. So he does it like characters, and the base story of the douche is like, okay, well, I used to be this perfect product, but now nobody's gonna take me, and because nobody's gonna take me, then I'm gonna have to survive another way. If I can't reach heaven, I'll make heaven my own place, right? That's super good. He wants vengeance because somebody made him not good. So yeah, so this is actually pretty entertaining. However, the movie at the end finished in an orgy. There's an orgy. And to me, the movie was good until the orgy, because the orgy, like, what the fuck, what is going on? You know, there's nothing wrong with orgies, there's nothing wrong with sexuality. If you had this feel-good movie where there's so many important subjects, right? And because there's so many important subjects, brought up, then you end up with something as silly as the way they did. And like, what was the point of bringing all these interesting topics up? What was the point of talking about this societal problem that we had if it was to abandon the plot midway? And to me, that was kind of dumb. But again, I respect the idea or the mentality behind it. So that's pretty much it. That's the sausage party. Now I have to do this. Things are better in America. Things are making jeans like I'm over again. Things are better in America. Or just cheese or gold there. Don't blink, it's Blink. Welcome to the Content Show. Just doing well to having a wonderful day on this 18th April 2025. Happy Safe Friday. Why not do something that is akin to Safe Friday and do a movie review for the movie Jeepers Creepers Resurrection? So, oops, video public. Okay, I thought the battery was low. So in itself, the movie follows the adventure of Jeepers Creepers. It's a really good movie. I really enjoyed it. A slow start, but the movie is good. What is the plot? So the plot is kind of hard to understand. So the plot itself is about the Jeepers Creepers. It's kind of like a remake or something like that. However, if you didn't see the other movie, it's not really specified. What I really like about this movie is, first of all, they're fighting it back. Second of all, they're demystifying or trying to understand who is the Jeepers Creepers, right? And I'm for it, but I'm also against that. So the Jeepers Creeper, we know how it works. So every 23 years, so kind of like it, which is it's a clown every 27 years. So that's something that they did that also. But there's a problem with demystifying something. The reason why the clown was scary is because we don't know much about him. The reason why Jeepers Creepers was scary is because we don't know much about him. Now, I'm a huge fan of Jeepers Creepers. The second one and the third. The first one and the second one. Funny story, I lost my virginity watching Jeepers Creepers. Yeah. So I had this girl who I really liked. She was kind of like, it was in grade 7. She's kind of the slut at school, but I really liked her. And she used to come every single day in summer. And it's funny because we always watch a scary movie. And you know me, I'm a wussy, right? When it comes to scary movie, I don't want to watch them. I'm afraid. But she came in and I really liked her, so I made an effort. And then we had sex watching Jeepers Creepers. I don't remember if it was the first one or the second one, but I remember it was Jeepers Creepers. It's the one where we have Justin Lee, you know, the guy from Tusk, the guy from Indiana, one of the Canadian hero. Yes, that one. So Jeepers Creepers Resurrection. The understanding, trying to understand what it is. The movie felt a bit like a slow burn because it's constantly these cliche. It's constantly there's a dude and there's this girl and they're interested by paranormal, they're interested by scary stuff. So it's a plot that is itself, but it's a plot that you feel like you saw before. So that's a bit of a negative. Again, I'm not pro demystifying the Jeepers Creepers, but they did a really good job. And the really good job that they did was in many ways. For example, right? You understand how it works, but you also understand how to defeat him, which is good. You understand that he's beatable, but there's the best part about it is you know that he's beatable, but you don't know if he's beatable forever or is it about X-ray cheaters, right? Now, of course, there's gory scene. The gory scenes are really well made. The fighting scenes are really well made. My issue with the movie is we got these two main casts, which is the chick and the dude, and then they had some casts, which is also good, right? But the cast does feel like Red Cap. So Red Cap is what? Red Cap is people are adding to the show to have a better, not a better show, but a bigger show. That to have more characters. So you're having all those characters introduced just to kill them, and you can kind of tell pretty early on they're gonna get killed. If, for example, they're hiding in the house, right? And there's a chick who's being super fucking loud. So of course, Jeepers Creepers, you're gonna know that they're there, right? There's another guy who is he's not really clumsy and he's not really physically strong. He gets second shot, so you know he's gonna be dead, right? So you have the two main casts, and the two main casts, first of all, the girl she gets stabbed, which sucks, but the guy doesn't get in trouble. So you have these horrible, almost horrible things that happen to everybody else but the main cast. So it's like, okay, well, I kind of let you Red Cap, right? So for example, a better word for Red Cap would be plot armor versus no plot armor. That would be the best. It would be the best solution. It would be the best. So because they got plot armor, the main character will not get hurt, but everybody else is not safe. Now, in a way, the Jeepers Creepers is the revival or reincarnation or resurrection is tough because you have almost have, and resurrection doesn't really feel like a retcon or like a remake, right? So it feels like it follows, or at least it seems like a different plot line. So for example, in the first, second, and third one, there's kind of an understanding. In the third one, now it's complex. It's really complex because and the resurrection, it's like, okay, well, we know where he is, but there's no mention of the first one. There's no character from the first movie, the second movie, the third movie. The only character that stays there is Jeepers Creepers. They changed his appearance. They also made him appear, which is really cool. There's also an albino crow, so seeing that was really nice. The graphics there, the CGI is good, right? But then at the same time, you're stuck in a position where the main character, which is the Jeepers Creepers. So for example, there's a feeling of is he in love with the girl, and she's acting like she's in love, right? There's this the ending scene where she kind of bowed down to him, and she's like, okay, well, you can eat me, right? But then what ended up happening is she's a trap, right? But you don't really understand why the Jeepers Creeper does it because he met plenty of girls in previous movies, and he never acted that way. So you're in a position where I understand why he's doing it, but why is he doing it? So it's really complex. To me, it doesn't make a lot of sense, but I understand why he's doing it. Because again, I know it's a plot point. You understand why he did it because he never did before, right? So there's pattern behavior, there's return behavior, there's repeated behavior. For example, it would have been really cool if in the first movie, the first victim is a certain time pass. Let's say girl, kind of young, let's say chubby, right? And in the second movie, the first victim they choose is again the same thing. And the third movie, what he chooses is the same thing. But since they didn't do it in the previous one, it's kind of hard to tell. The Jeepers Creepers in itself is kind of amazing, but it's just a good movie. Well, actually, the movie is a good movie, but I don't know if I would have enjoyed it if I was a fan of the series. A and B, it's a good movie, but is it as good as the previous one? Not really. So it's fun to have love for Jeepers Creepers coming back, but it does feel a lot more like fan service than anything else. And there you go. That's the review of Jeepers Creepers Resurrection. Love you guys. I'm about to work out, so yeah. Sorry guys, not in the mood. Let me be completely honest. Miss you. That's why my mom was bad. You know, that sucks. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're gonna be working out, but I'm gonna be listening to the debate.
Digest so we can get our goods to market and bring home the jobs so we stand up for President Trump from a position of strength. Mr. Singh, next question. Can we trust the United States to work with us on matters such as Arctic sovereignty? I think we've seen, first of all, good evening, everyone. Thank you for taking the question. We've seen what philosophical the trail when we look at the United States. I grew up in Bordertown, Windsor, and we saw how connected we were as a city and as a community. People lived on one side of the border, worked on the other. People traveled back and forth all the time. We're in the capital of Canada, and we knew how important it was to be able to build cars in Canada, but we saw that those cars went back and forth across the border. Seeing what Donald Trump did to attack Canada in this unprovoked way, without any justification, really felt like a betrayal. And so he is now right to say, well, we don't really trust Donald Trump at this point, and can't really have a lot of faith in it. So when it comes to our sovereignty and our security, we take decisions that are in our best interest, and no longer be so dependent and so reliant on the U.S. And that's why I would advocate for making sure we are resilient, independent, and less dependent on the United States.
Mr. Milche, for you, what supports would you want to see for industries affected by tariffs, many of which are in Quebec?
Many of them. First, we all go down and debate in Montreal. You have me because I try not to speak English in Montreal. However, I think we should never underestimate the shit that Mr. Trump poses on Quebec and the economy and Mexico economy. But we must acknowledge the fact that the economy of Quebec is built differently. The challenges are not the same. In a city for Quebec to have at least partly its own voice in the negotiation is important. The difference between Quebec and Canada is very important in terms of but also in terms of identity and language, and that is that we are the one who handle immigration. So we have the right to be different, and if this difference is being respected by whoever becomes Prime Minister of Canada, we will be reliable partners in order to achieve the best possible negotiation and protect ourselves and our economies as partners.
And since Mr. Milche, we now move into open debate, and I'll start off this turn with you, and then we go from there. Do you still support dollar for dollar tariffs, even if they ultimately threaten Canadian jobs and business?
No, and in fact, we've already moved off from dollar for dollar tariffs. We have to recognize that the United States economy is more than 10 times the size of the Canadian economy. And in principle, in terms of our counter tariffs, is to have maximum impact in the United States, as I said a moment ago, minimum impact here. So we have to think about the impact on Canadian businesses. Looking at example of in the auto sector, we design those auto tariffs, is that Canadian automakers, if they maintain production here, if they maintain their investments here, I can say Canadian automakers that have jobs and plants in production in Canada, then they can have lower tariffs on what they ship to the United States, create a huge incentive for them in order to do that. We also have carved out the Canadian auto parts sector. Last one, another question time. Canadian auto parts sector, so they can remain competitive with the United States. Focus on maximizing Canadian jobs, maximizing arm in the US, so we get them where we need. Mr. Carney, claim that you want our country to respond with strength, but after the last decade, half of which time you've been just Trudeau's economic advisor, our economy is weaker than ever before. It's been the worst growth in the G7 we've ever had. trillion investment south of the border. You supported blocking pipelines in Canada that gave Donald Trump and the U.S. a near monopoly over our energy. And now you want to keep in place Bill C-69, the liberal no new development law that blocks us from shipping our resources overseas. How could you possibly think it's a good idea to give the Americans a continued monopoly on our energy projects when you have seen how much these liberal policies have weakened our country over the last decade? So let's go to my record. My record is a month long as Prime Minister. And this goes to the heart of coming to the American perspective, doing the right thing for Canada. Within the first week as Prime Minister, I sat down with all the premiers of provinces and territories, as well as leaders of the indigenous teams. The only agreement with all the provinces and territories doesn't happen very often. The only agreement to have one Canadian economy instead of 30. First point. Secondly, commit the federal government to do its part by Canada. So free trade Canada. Thirdly, the federal government to commit with respect to projects. Which is I'm getting to it. Thirdly, one project, one review, and relying. That's all I'm saying. Yes, it is possible. It is possible on a system. It is the American system. It is agreed on under the American system. Framework we have cooperation agreement with British Columbia already. Looking forward to the provinces. We will move forward. Of course, we agree around how strategic response to the United States. But what I'm concerned about is what we're doing here in Canada. We are already seeing threats to our country, and that just the threats alone of the tariffs have made Canadians lost their jobs. The threats of the tariffs that are in place right now, the impact of those tariffs is that we've lost jobs in steel, aluminum, and the auto sector. People are losing their jobs. And while Mr. Carney, you had time, as mentioned, not very long time, but as Prime Minister, you showed us your priorities. The first thing you did is you had traveled, you get a tax cut for millionaires, which is reversing on the couple days, so you get a tax cut for millionaires, but you didn't have time to increase the amount that workers get on EI. Right now, workers who are struggling and wondering what am I going to do, because much of workers who lost their jobs are saying, how do I pay my bills when EI only covers half of a worker's salary? Maybe 4 years ago I would work, but right now those workers are spending their entire salary just to pay the bills, to pay the mortgage and the rent, and to put food on the table. So EI is not good enough. It shows Canadians that you didn't make a priority to protect those that are impacted by these tariffs, that are threatened because of the loss.
We have another from Chico in this segment, so please.
Yeah, Mr. Carney, you are becoming a real Canadian leader, saying walking in French and another language. You said in British Columbia in February that you would force oil and gas through pipelines through Quebec either we wanted it or not. You would use emergency powers in order to do so. And 2 days later in Montreal, you said that you would never do that without the approval of Quebec. What's the point of using emergency powers if you do have the agreement of Quebec? However, I do agree with you. It's important to be very strong in front of Mr. Trump. However, I would keep the dollar for dollar policy. Don't be weak in front of Mr. Trump. And those counter tariffs have to be targeted. You have put out already $2 billion for Ontario auto industry, our industry, and the number one industry has already paid the United States $2 billion, and you have not raised one finger in order to pay the costs. Let's get to Mr. Then Mr. But Mr. Carney refused to answer the question about pipelines. Just the other day, he said that he doesn't necessarily think we need to build pipelines. Let me tell you what that means. Right now, Americans get 97% of our oil, 100% of our natural gas exports at big discounts. We have to send Canadian oil from Western Canada through the States just to get it back because we don't have a pipeline. And now there's this law, liberal law C-69, which effectively bans pipelines. The 14 biggest energy resource companies say it has to go if we're ever going to build another project. And I asked Mr. Carney why he would keep in place this anti-pipeline law that effectively empowers Donald Trump to have a total monopoly on our single biggest export. Why would you not repeal this liberal law? Is it because you are exactly the same line as Justin Trudeau and the rest of the liberal team that is now making after Canada? So I think a couple points have been made. The first thing I did as Prime Minister was cut the carbon tax. That's first thing. Second, he is making that all proceeds from our tariffs will go to workers and those companies. There were several points. So if I may several points. All proceeds go to workers and the from Quebec. And those proceeds are third thing, I'm interested in solutions. I'm interested in getting energy infrastructure built. That means pipelines, that means carbon capture, stores, that means electricity. And here's how you do it. And we're already moving in the first month.
Different from social. Now, the point social are in the social. And you know things last time, somebody saying that they knew things was sinners and they killed a lot of the supply nation because they knew that they say you are right. You say that you are right. You say on the Trump, I don't know. As far as it happened, they were against it. You say you are right. You say you want to make sure that because of our accident from that point, you have to stay and
trade wars, trade tax cuts, even to negotiations. You're big enough for me to want your company in my country, but you're also big enough for me to want to pay taxes. I'll take prices. We're talking about immigrants. They're destroying homes, people condominiums. A home will have a family of 5, 6. Condominium will have 40 people. Now those people, we have to house them. We have to build parking lots. Right? We have to feed them, which equates into a higher market of food. Because now the supplier can keep the demand up. So produce locally. And because we produce locally, you can't produce locally with an exportation. The exportation requires more money. How much of that is import, how much of that is produced locally? How much of a margin of profit we get? Once again, part of the profits. You pay the taxes, tax deposit, you pay the deposit. But then there's something happening. Listen to how much you think, and it's really what I think. Also, I think it's a big problem because, for example, right, the condominium owners are private owners, right? They have their private company, they're having a private building, right? Today, we're going to build condominium. Condominium going to be 40 units. If 35 units are busy, it's a loss of 5 revenues. It's also a loss of 5 taxes. The government going to keep the housing costs extremely low. That way they have housing taxes. They always have a maximum of renters and owners. Today, renter pay taxes, pay the rent. Renter pays taxes, receive rent. Private owner is responsible for the security of their own building. Your elevator is broken. Again, that's tax. So most people have to borrow money for don't guarantee the payment. A lot of those people follow the bankruptcy. And then other debts
rules are there's a rule in my people for 2 weeks legally before coming out. Something that's the situation of person passing for as long as much as 4 years. Reducing the number of people in human way services like this given because we cannot afford the fact that we're receiving much more people from this specific version and before and
we had this we had tennis yeah tennis recording from the AM
which is that we have a problem with government work, which is we have issues with every single time, we're going to have sponsors about this project, we can't talk about unless you're talking about so we're going to make most of the point, I'm concerned that you're talking about I'm concerned that you're talking the victims of an example of wonderful group of people in our past and any of this is result 10 years of legal loss without state energy or even with no energy. We can't risk a forced legal term. I saw my politics. We change and there's a change. We're going to restructure our 3 commissions, 2 times go to jail, 14 years legal, like role. We bring processes rather than health, gain, and guns, and we will secure order to keep legal. And one more question is the question because the RCMP form the platform, what do you do so this concern the reason is we'll be more communities after this is about months or the resource when I was the message release. I want to talk to the resource but I saw the need to be
and I think I'm loud in the morning.
The officers 4 years for every murder carried out. That's outrageous. And I don't use the constitutional powers that outrageous verdict to ensure that mass murderers stay mass history and every full life they will only know.
Why not mass murderers?
How much did it cost to finish the law? We can't allow people finding the go on terrorize our communities. We need to take a change. We need to bring back safety. There's 2 we need to take
appropriate use of economy.
Which 43 years old military today. I think very dangerous. So, override judges from the Supreme Court of Canada. In fact, the Charter of Rights and Freedoms exists to protect things from people like us, I'm saying. Politicians who may use their power, override on their right, using my government something is very sorry. Very sorry. Mr. President, actually, it's not going to take a second. I believe it's because the concept of the law is notwithstanding clause just before the law. And as he said, that you have wrong use the notwithstanding clause after the law. So if you got to use it before and you got to use it after, it means that you should never use it. But it is very important. And the 4 case makes clear because it should say how it should be used, but never tell people why you need to consider any of the promises. So you want to
supposed to do it earlier.
Of the same Supreme Court because nobody because that you need a public channel. So I think that's not because you're saying that anyone on the stage thinks that fine to get these last year done. Obviously, that's not special legislation. Everyone agrees that total crimes, total sentences, judges are quick to do that. Just don't let all the rhetoric confuse people. Obviously, everyone agrees that some of this world, it should be a total crimes for a sentence that's put in place by a judge. But what I'm concerned about is all the talking about is after that. There's cases that happen and there needs to be severe punishment in place. But we also need to keep community safe. And that's why my focus is, well, how do you stop crime before it happens? Much of the violent crime is committed is committed by illegal handguns and firearms that come across the border. Not just poison as well. That is illegal handguns and illegal weapons that are used by crime. So our plan is let's stop those illegal weapons getting into our country in the first place. Nobody do that by any strong warrants during officers. And more people on the border. Mr. Pierre Leal was empowered in service. They cut the number of officers. Okay, reduce the number. Getting our border. I trust them. Looking at the unusual whether using up and chances would be a social and criminal to use more. No, we use it to protect the Charter of Rights of law abiding. I'm interested in the rights of victims. Mr. Carney seems to be very interested in the rights of criminals. He says it's dangerous for me to ensure that mass murderers stay behind bars. So why do you know it's dangerous? Turn them loose on our streets. I don't think you appreciate, sir, the chaos that's unfolding in Toronto right now. The police have been forced to tell people to just let people let the steal a car. When they break the house, just take the keys. Just let them take the keys so you don't get hurt. People are living in terror in many more communities precisely because of the catch and release bail law. C-75, which requires judges to release the accused at the earliest opportunity under the least onerous conditions. And every single member of your Liberal caucus and your Liberal cabinet voted in favor of this bill, and they're all determined to keep it in place. But despite constant promises to the contrary, Mr. Carney, Canadians deserve to live in peace and security. That is the right that I'm fighting for change. I'm fighting for that as well. And let me be specific about 2 things in difference. The first is with respect to these issues of car theft, home invasion, and we'll use the DJ area where there has been sorry. How do you attack them? You attack it several ways. One, you increase the criminal penalties for that happening. Particularly.
What about verdict? This body was exceptional. The Roman infiltration. We got to squash your
That's why we're making an extra 1,000. Again, we're services, extra 1,000 RCMPs. That's why I started broader fentanyl initiative, where we added to the RCMP, and we added we're adding we're adding and we're going to the other end of the chain with respect to CARTAP, which is tightening security at the ports. This is what we need to work to get results. You need to focus where both ends of the chain is the federal extent. And you're talking about malacious and is the idea of the policy concerns around the overdose crisis and how this is devastating our communities. We're seeing so many lives being lost. In that, I know that one of the ways to address this by investing in some solutions like mental health services and rehabilitation services for our community, having access to those services. Both Mr. Carney and Mr. Paul are cutting by understanding cutting those services. That's not making our community safer. We see better investments in rehabilitation services, more investments in mental health. We need to respond to this serious crisis in our country with care and compassion. And that moms stop harm. An organization of moms that have lost their children just opioid overdose crisis. They literally have vision died because of this. And they're saying we need to do everything possible to save lives to stop this death from happening. And I think this is those moms. That's not good. We should 2 things that really us first. We believe that we should act on crime gangs and organizations. We find them as we do for terrorist organization. We have to protect our kids from violence of those gangs, from drug thieves, from guns, and whatever else these somebody saying, those gangs, and we mostly have to protect kids from troops by those gangs becoming violent after being 14 and 16 years old. This is a real fear of ours like I am. This is a very legislation. I would come back to leadership, but he said that we would come back to leadership. You remember the century change of Saturn or culturally, they said that they had not considered Quebec difference. Canada, country, Quebec was elected the 1 million people country by the end of the century. And so Martin told myself, told me himself, that he had not thought about the difference in that analysis. And one of his conservators is now a close cousin to Mr. Carney, which seems to be part of that kind of project ideology. So it is impossible to find that to all those people come together. It is impossible for Quebec to receive all those people. And Quebec, we have the language of times and sexuality of the state, which is very important. So I say, vote, let's do things properly. Let's receive migrants in an orderly fashion and successfully as a measure of respect for the whole. I see the families all the time. We're terrified by the scourge of drugs and guns. And we know those guns are not regular anti-rifles, try anti-rifles. They've been going after the wrong people. 90% of guns that come into the crime are smuggled illegally over the force, liberal run wars. That's why the police actually in Georgia, the police in Derry, in Peel, in Sault Ste. Marie, all wars because they know that I will go after the gun smugglers and criminals 2,000 extra or frontline border guards. They will stop me. I'm not going to any. I will not ban anti-rifles. But there was one I have the Canadians are criminals. They will want to protect the people. I know. So I'm going to mention the region 47 cents. Okay. We have some fully support the rights of others and indigenous people. I'll raise it serious. What was it? Everything we're not sure. Across the country. Here, over there, here, going to the here, taking the individuals. And this is not. This is not. I think that's what we're proposing. Is to make a criminal offense. The threat or to impede anyone from being near or going to their worship school community center. This I think it pains you when we have to do it because this is not what we should do with these. So we put that in place. And this is a fundamental issue. Again, 10 seconds, we should record 7 seconds. How much you receive the latest security threats to Canada right now? 10 seconds, you should follow. This will secure country. I the crime rate is running out of control. After that, in the last decade, 116% increase in crime. In the last decade, well, security section. I think we didn't have to talk about anything international. Security threats, illegal guns, and drugs on the cross border, and customs services. Okay, from 60 pretty much. The fact that you can report that itself and the rest of the entirely dependent on American and protect us. Okay, that's the next energy and including conventional energy, going out to receiving thousands of dollars a year for each family to pay for the damages of climate change. And absolutely build more projects like East West Energy Grid. Energy and climate change. So here we go. Just saying first, should Canada build new pipelines to get oil and gas market? Well, it's not a project here with 90 projects around the table. It's not projects to look at. I favor when it comes to the environment, building an East West Energy Grid that connects low cost energy and allows for companies to reduce electricity costs. But let's put this all in context. We're talking about where energy solutions are in the context of climate crisis. We're not just talking about climate crisis in the far future. We're living it right now. I remember that mom a couple years ago, Brian did. So she's worried about taking her kids out on Sunday because of the forest fires in DC, and then they let take her kids to outdoors. Fast forward to my parents after that, and I actually worried about the same thing. The forest fires a couple years ago meant that many kids that didn't see the forest off days where there was such smoke in the air that it was dangerous for kids. I would see extreme weather, forest fires, heat domes, floods, impact cancer, we can't. That's son. So yeah, we're just fighting climate change. Land of priorities when it comes to expanding energy opportunities in this country. It went with our priorities of bringing home jobs while bringing down emissions around the world. Look, the reality is that if we push production out of our country to countries, it actually makes the problem worse. But that's been exactly the approach with the anti-government policy 69 blocking of 15 LNG export plants over the last 10 years. We have seen more of those jobs go abroad. Out of Ringgold, my plant will be to improve, for example, natural gas, liquefaction export. We said our gas in India, for example, displays half of their demand for electricity. We can reduce emissions by 2.5 billion tons, which is 3 times the total emissions of Canada. That's the way we bring emissions down and jobs up. It's common sense. Now, the next question is for Mr. Carney. How would your government fast track pipelines and money projects while also following the Supreme Court decision that requires consent of the indigenous communities? Well, I think first thing, and this goes back to where we started, which is recognizing that we are the crisis. We need to act with maximum force and having a process, the consultation, but the consultation with purpose, which is to headline those projects, those investments on national interest. They're really going to move the dial in terms of growth, jobs, energy security, while being consistent with long-term competitiveness, which necessarily means lower carbon. And so part of that process is ensuring that First Nations, Indigenous people, there from the start, it also includes their ability to participate fully in those projects. And that's why you can tell that on so job, which is.
He's heading to the goal. Hold on, I didn't see smart pockets. It's coming. Lovely bit of skill there. A moment of pure brilliance for the new Kia EV6.
Kia, movement that inspires.
Une chance que j'étais humain, une chance comme ça.
Proposal to double indigenous loan guarantee program, 10 was actually needs ability for them to invest equity in their large infrastructure. My final support zero, so that's how it goes. Construction, you still hold pipeline construction, the majority of Quebecers now have to say, support. We know about that when we had the debate about that, which has not been any other, just first we are hearing very creative numbers, and we are being fed nonsense, and we will be back to the machine as such. Energy trade commerce is from south to north or north to south, and it's true in Quebec also. In the more than 3 years, Donald Trump won't be in office, and there will be not one more pipeline having been built once we get there. So let's be serious, responsible, and we will be back to the numbers. We don't want to wait in Quebec for such monstrosities, which will provide us with nothing. We have a debate wall. We'll get a chance to get the first shot. This is your chance to get the first shot. Canada has a substantial supply of critical minerals which are in demand. Are you in favor of allowing these minerals to be mined? Of course, it has to be done properly. Quebec has probably the most important clean phosphate resource in North America. In San Diego, it is very important. It has to be exploited. This is the best way to use phosphate as infrastructure that we need. That everybody needs. The transportation has to be taken from oil to clean energy. This is what we want to be working. It is part of the specificities of Quebec. So we are in favor of that, but we don't want to pay for the $3 billion which have been spent on oil and gas by the Liberals last year. $7 billion from Quebec. We don't want to pay for $4 billion which have been spent by the Liberals on Trans Mountain. It's $9 billion from Quebec. Those are $16 billion of which not $1 has been spent in Quebec. We want a lot more power and wealth for Quebecers. We power only. We need a little supply. But I can pick up on the enormous opportunity that exists in Quebec, exists in Ontario, exists in North Canada, exists across the nation in terms of critical metals. And we are one of the biggest resources in this country. And this is it's not just an economic opportunity, it's a strategic opportunity for Canada. So we have to make a decision, not just to develop, but how we develop it and who are our partners for it. Do we become more dependent on the United States, which is what they want? By the way, President Trump has said, we have to tax on critical metals and minerals. Just showing you, and so the discussion is so the opportunity includes Europe and includes the Asia as part of the last one. In order to get that, we'll put in place the first and last month. So these projects are connected to the open market, and we will have all the other fast tracking measures in place that talk about capital, timing, approvals, so we can quickly, we can be stronger at home. Absolutely. No, we do that is within by the right nature. Make sure that those who buy and create good jobs, communities, make sure we deal our lease, and we work with indigenous partnership. That's why I agree with that. One of those things I want to mention about the investments that this country is making. What I found very troubling is that the past 100 years, the little government record is one where we spent the most subsidies for any other country in the G7 on subsidizing oil and gas. These are highly profitable companies. You go against the wrong things you do. You fight against it again and again, and then the little subsidies work together. So my question really is, Mr. Carney, will you commit to ending oil and gas subsidies, using that to invest people, not giving it to highly profitable oil and gas companies? I promise to you come back to that question. Well, Mr. Carney, point out that Donald Trump has a long idea, but it taxed on our minds and our industry. And that is wrong. But so you want to buy massive industrial carbon tax tax on Canadian mines, Canadian steel mills, Canadian aluminum, Canadian oil and gas, and your idea is to double the tax that Trump's applying by getting the second time. This will not the environment. It will actually shift our jobs south of the border. Just like Trump wants. My plan is to bring that production home here to Canada. For example, I would give tax credit to low-emitting Canadian industry like gas, aluminum, for example, or British Columbia's natural gas. So we not only bring home production, but we do it below global average levels of emissions. We actually help the environment while bringing home the jobs that are already at the same time. That is a sensible pragmatic approach. It puts us in charge of our economic destiny so we can stand up in our position of strength for change.
The first is that we had to question last night. I think about the main change. Yes, and oil and gas subsidies. That's what you recognize that the biggest component of that was the cost of building Keystone, which is another one which has helped to increase oil and gas export by 50% in this country. That's an asset of people can't. We don't. The question is not subsidy. This is actually an asset. And the third point in terms of where oil and gas industry wants to be to go, which is become low carbon production transportation. What's the big project we need to move forward with? Is carbon capture and storage. So we have oil and gas that is competitive. Not just today, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, as the world uses less, we want to have more market needs. My government will do that. But the subsidy isn't we buy pipeline. Not the subsidy of oil and gas companies. So and it's separate country oil and gas companies. That's what I reported last night. Included also. You were saying that's not. Can we address one of the other car? So first thing I want to say is we have the entire assets of the entire which by the way is an important part of the industry in our country at a disadvantage as we're looking for new trademarks. Guess what? Most people want to take our origin. In Asia, those countries care about whether or not they part. Second thing is we're designing a program so that the big polluters pay Canadians at home for being responsible contracts for regulating their own emissions or for other. And that is smart public policy. It's better for the big polluters and better for Canadians.
Tu doutes que le rasage de ton oncle, ça empêche de place.
Honey, those are for the kids.
Les intérêts les plus intéressants, c'est ceux qu'on gagne. Profitez de l'un des taux les plus élevés au Canada, offert à la Banque EQ.
To answer your question, ask how much would the industrial carbon tax on Canadian steel actually price a car? The answer is no, because there's lots of steel in cars. And one carbon is temporarily. When you add taxes to steel, you raise the price of everything that uses steel. When you add everything that when you add the carbon tax onto the price of fertilizer, you increase the price of food. So all this carbon is temporarily hidden below the carbon tax that comes while keeping the tax fully in law and planning to raise it after the election. It's also going after a tax on our industry that will ultimately pass on to you after a loss of a decade of rising costs. We cannot afford for the term. We need a new government that will fully tax the carbon tax, increase the jobs that we have here in Canada, and bring down your cost of living.
Just a little further inside the sentence. You think climate change is still a priority for Canadians? You're clear.
Absolutely. You see any person, anything. We're seeing climate crisis in front of us happening right now. CCC is saying no, we still don't. Without finishing now. We're seeing heat crises you never had. Worries about extreme weather. We're seeing flooding. We're seeing forest fires never before. We're living in a climate crisis. So these are absolutely worried about it. As soon as we come to the summer, you start seeing forest fires again. It's top of mind for days. There's a living seeing it. And I want those days to know. The Chinese not to end the lawsuit subsidies unless I'm there. But Mr. White must let it. The first they want poison our people land or water. Here, you must let them dump to our oceans. I'm going back to the center.
Losing option is whether or not people still care about climate change.
I think people should be kept very informed about climate change because we are in a very strange denial situation of climate change, which still exists and is very sensitive. And I'm sorry to crush your part, but you are telling fairy tales. Clean oil and gas is a fairy tale. Large scale carbon sequestration, sorry, I'm French. That is a fairy tale. It does not exist. If Alberta wanted to explore oil and gas and if we're not pollution, I wouldn't mind at all. That's their business. Our own power house in terms of energy is clean energy. We are the best place in the world to achieve that. Our market is the northeastern part, the upper part of the United States. We want to keep our money to create wealth in Quebec for Quebecers. Because we can afford to.
Would you think about when you chance to respond to some of these people inside the stage?
Thank you. Well, first of all, we support banning banning. We want to ban the dumping of sewage into our waters. We want to hold large corporations to high environmental standards to protect our water and air. But we cannot do that by raising taxes and sending jobs overseas, as Mr. Carney is proposing to do. That has been the approach for the last 10 years of the liberal government. What the biggest companies that made it to our resources say is that we need to repeal the liberal NGL law C-69. Law Mr. Carney wants to keep in place. They say we need to repeal the industrial carbon tax and get rid of the liberal energy cap. We need 6 months of approval in order to get our state back energy security and energy sovereignty.
You know, I got the word enforcement just north of what you want to say. We're not for it. We're not for it. For this, he was a terrorist, quote unquote. We don't have it. Canadian engineers, Canadian governments, but the government and our government got great. That's the opportunity we have. That's the opportunity we have. That's the opportunity we have. Small gas. That's the opportunity we have. This country to be a clean energy superpower. My government. And then it's time for a second. Gentlemen, let us go to our final thing, which is called leading in a crisis.
These are these are get rid of the At the end of the day, we end up with a balance of power. It is safer than it could be any person. Now's not time for weakness. Now's the time to take back control.
Canadians are always ready to someone else less. Leading in a crisis is a pretty broad thing that allows us to explore different avenues. So let's get to it. Let's start different questions this time. We have balanced the budget in this country in 17 years, and 10 of those years run your party. You have pledged to gas balanced budget in 3 years. Question is, how? So let me put this in the context of leading in a crisis, which is in a crisis you got plan for worse, which is the U.S. actually doesn't take it. So second, you got to plan, build out, plan, don't get that. The third thing is you need to respond in a crisis with overwhelming force. You need to think big, you need to move rapidly. The things we're discussing today are a subset of what we can and should do as a nation, and we can deliver. And government employee role has to be calculated. So our approach is that we will slow rate spending, we grow in 9% a year, operational spending, program spending, wage investment, we'll slow that to 2%. We will focus on a small amount of capital spending by the government in order to drive more private investment up to $500 trillion. Second, Carney, Ukraine surely constitutes a crisis. Leading in time of crisis is probably a question for you. If the United States withholds support from Ukraine going forward, you and Canada should commit more to assist.
I think we should support Ukraine. Our party supported donating missiles to the Canadian military mission, support funds, and other armaments to back Ukrainians' defense of their sovereignty. We also need to rebuild our own Canadian military because the Russians want to incursions into our waters. We'll be buying 4 massive Arctic exporters. I'll be building the first Arctic base since the Cold War in Canada. CFP account for the double size of the Arctic Rangers to fill the vacancies in our Canadian armed forces. We need to change to rebuild our military, which has been so disintegrated under the cuts and mismanagement of the last 10 years. But we cannot change because we have the best soldiers, sailors, and airmen in the world, and they have full backing from my government. If we give the army prime minister.
Make that in 0.4 is not Ukraine. Okay, come on. We have more gas as we go forward. Mr. Chairman, U.S. trade war. Should any talk of referendum on Quebec independence be put on pause?
That one's easy to add another after negotiations over, and that's a good thing. I want to say I support the idea we must help Ukraine, but we also must help the civilians of Gaza and must destroy Hamas, which is a terrorist organization. You know what? I don't want to be the leader of Canada. You understand that? I don't want to but I can offer to be a partner, a responsible partner, a collaborative partner. If Quebec is respected in its differences in its aluminum industry, lumber industry, and culture, and French language, and values of security of the state, which is a price to keep in order to have real equality, then if we are respected, we will be a partner, and then even Canada will be stronger in its negotiation against Donald Trump. This is what I offer. Respect us. Mr. Singh, I watched last night today. You seem very eager to talk about healthcare, so let's talk about healthcare right now. You have made promises on healthcare. If a province says to you, we'll take your money for healthcare, but not your conditions on how to spend it, what do you do? We've got to go. You can't give away money without clear conditions. We're in a healthcare crisis right now. A crisis that is hurting people across this country. People are waiting desperately in line in emergency rooms for hours and hours. Seniors are waiting for years and years to get the need for surgeries, pain or help to deal with mobility issues. We're getting serious crisis. Healthcare workers are burnt out. They're overstretched, and we're seeing is more and more privatization, and that is hurting our public universal health system. So therefore, yes, we cannot allow our public money to go to a for-profit private clinic line in the pockets of a rich CEO or investors that go towards care. We take we are investing in solutions which are gets to people, not profiting goes to their son. And so that's not a federal out there. Yes, that's and
Now the full form of press volume for short here. This might be the time to put more stuff on the before you break yes,
my answer is we should support Ukraine. We need all the Americans to do it wrong. We will stand our own and other allies. And it was Ukraine that, of course, includes historic intelligence equipment, armaments, but it also includes defunding food. Right now, Vladimir Putin has an monopoly on the European energy market because, frankly, liberals block exports of Canadian natural gas off the Atlantic coast. They block the whole project. I would rapidly approve those projects on national security grounds. So we have to ship Canadian natural gas over to Europe, break European dependence on Putin, defund the war, and turn dollars for dictators back into paychecks for people.
Well, I'm going to go with the situation in Ukraine is very important. We need to step fast. So I can't step fast. Canadians to step up, both Ukrainians into their home and supporting in other ways. My first one, Prime Minister, we joined the coalition to support Ukraine. The U.S. step back. So led by France.
Mobile-friendly surveys that drivers always will, wherever your customers are. Build yours today with SurveyMonkey.
Voici Beyond Steak de Beyond Meat. Il est parfait pour vos dîners de dernière minute. Michel et ses deux enfants difficiles qui mangent ce qui
Hi, they will like it.
c'est génial. Et n'oublions pas ce qui suit chaque gramme de protéines chaque jour. Et Mathieu, il adore ses tacos au steak. Beyond Steak, le steak pour tous.
That's an example of how the new world will be Canada participating in these areas. It also means open trade, everyone needs aid, it means aid, but we're not. You mentioned support for aid, we have to stand by. We have to be there. The United absolutely support Senator Ukraine to do that. I appreciate the opportunity in talking about leadership crisis, many crises we're against. And one crisis we're against in our country, with the threat of Donald Trump, the trade war, and with the privatization and Americanization for health system is the health system. And what we learned today, Mr. Prime Minister, slowing operations spending, that's a cut to services. He said his plan. His plan to balance the operating budget in 3 years. That's required massive cuts to spending. We calculated that $40 billion cuts. In fact, those priorities, he also showed every 16 said cut spending. He said the operations, he defined it as transfers in health. And finally, long time ago in Foreign Policy, the said that Mr. Carney's plans would need massive cuts. That's the only way to shoot. Mr. Carney, you think it's leadership? If they cut healthcare, that's not when it's crisis. I think it's wrong. You can't do that.
We will lock up transfers. We will lock up healthcare. Full stop.
But Mr. Carney today, we're the ones who spoke at our virtual ICC. I did not repeat anything.
Specifically said, we'll reserve all transfers to the provinces, including the increases. We will reserve all transfers to the individuals who have all detail there. So we're looking at the rest of the operations plan, which is $150 billion. We will address that. We will make it more efficient. And we'll do it. We'll balance out.
I am 6 minutes behind Mr. Carney, so I was a little bit first. I will support any initiative which will bring it down. How I could Europe and make it more peaceful and fixing interests. I believe that the person only I'm not more in favor of war than anybody else, but we have responsibilities and our main ally is removing himself from the stage. So we have to step up. We have to be more part. I will do somewhere else, but I don't Mr. Carney. If we're speaking about leadership here, if Quebec and Canada were to say you are not being given a majority government, there will be more presidents, there will be more, there will be more presidents, there will be more people from the like. Will the US sit? Because it doesn't seem very eager about that to deal with people which politically are more experienced than you are, as legitimate as you are, and be more representative of their in your looking back. And also to propose to organize that one week affiliation, we all meet one of the results, and we start dealing with this crisis together, because this is what people here are from other Quebec or wherever, this is what people expect from this.
I look forward to meeting with everyone. You're welcome to see. But the other is yes, unity. You need to bring the country along with. So what I did in the first week was to bring the country together, meet all the indigenous, and move forward in that context. Now the question is who's going to be out of this? Whoever leads out of this is not making this much. Whoever's going to lead out of this is going to need to work with all the provinces, work with indigenous groups, work with all things to bring them forward in the United Front. And one of the things that has happened, which is credit to people, is the Canadians. It's our responsibility to meet the strength of the Canadian unity. You will be elected if you are in the parliament, where you are already. I don't see how you are supporting. I don't see how before the you have spoken to once in 5 provinces so many times. But you say I speak to provinces leaders. You're not elected in provinces. You are in parliament where people are to make decisions which might not always suit you. But this is the personal.
I'm going to because I noticed what you're saying, and you were asked earlier. I think our audience will be interested in hearing your views on the major international sources of Facebook.
We're deeply worried about size of provinces. The Canadians believe in love of universal public health. We're stressed out. You're worried about which is trying to lead. The one today, the one spoke on previous shows, and I think that's you will find better.
What role Japan play in the major international forces in this world? I think it is, and more yes, if you're going to do yourself on that, what role can Canada play?
Well, first of all, we must condemn Hamas, and more importantly, the terror sponsors in Tehran who initiated the attacks, the horrific attacks of October 7th. We need to defeat the terrorists so that all the peoples of the world can live in peace and defend the right of Palestinians to have their own lives free from the oppression of Hamas, dictators who are running the Israel. While Israel has to live in peace. I also want to say we need to get back to the Canadian tradition, which is that people come to this country, they leave foreign conflicts behind. The rampaging riots targeting Jewish communities is utterly unacceptable and points to the growing chaos that we see in our streets after 10 years of incredibly irresponsible liberal policies of weak borders, dividing people into groups, saying one thing to one group and opposite to another, dividing and conquering. We must end that division and unite our people so that everyone feels safe. And then we come here, we put our foreign conflicts behind, and because that's not natural, there's people around the world that should be able to being in our country to have that freedom. You're treating Palestinians and discussing. You're treating people who provide care, service people, people discussing. On top of that, people in Israel and Palestine live in security and security. United Nations formally is now believing genocide. Support calling out as they are not. We need to work. We need to work with international partners, for me, for return of all of the hostages. Resumption of humanitarian aid. Our government put $100 million of humanitarian aid, which is great to go. With respect to where this ultimately goes, yes, to say solution, but has to be viable and free. Palestinians say living side by side with peace and security with the state of Israel. I want to show one other thing. This is why we have rightly mentioned Iran. The Iranian response is we have to be clear-eyed. The fundamental risk of Iran and you have to international partners to check it and turn it. If we are to work together, we will have to be consistent. The Jewish community in Quebec and Canada is harassed by a very little minority of Russian businesses. And we don't do so much. The law in Canada says that somebody may invite people to be violent to propose genocide again.
Avec une saveur parfaite à chaque bouchée, Pringles, un goût que vous ne pourrez pas décrocher.
En santé bucco-dentaire, Sensodyne a une gamme de dentifrice complète pour que vous puissiez blanchir vos dents de 2 tons et être protégé contre la sensibilité dentaire. Je le trouve parfaitement formulé et c'est mon opinion de dentiste. Je le recommande à mes patients.
Your profession could come with banking benefits. The National Bank employ offers for professionals. You and your partner could save up to $1,313 a year. Banking benefits for professionals. National Bank. But it's time for adventure.
I'm just looking. Mr. Bring it back.
You're asking when the census we got back in 2008. I don't know about the resulting prices.
Ashley said he sent Whipple to China under a bounty threatening his life.
Let's try to do a quick workout, please. I don't have a lot of time, but let's go. We're still watching the debate.
closer to weekend the argument video. Because basically, like, you're taking on, like, you're taking a side of, like, the Rogan and who all have, like, their own independent personal problems and traumas and hate watchers and everything. Whereas you're finding your content about Ethan, like, what's ironic about it is, like, none of this is even related. Like, he talks a little bit about Hassan and Ethan's relationship, but, like, Rogan is, like, in this video for, like, 5 seconds. Denim is, like, barely in the video. Sean, I don't think it's in the video at all. So it's, like, bringing these people in and, like, having them be part of it. It just felt like it was, like, a Ian trying to assert that now I'm part of this new group and they accept me and I'm totally on board with them, etc. And I don't really think that it was an unforced error. It wasn't necessary to do that. I think that you could cut all of that out and you could reframe it in a way. I didn't really use it out. Probably, like, 4 or 5 just 20 minutes of this video. I think it's a lot sharper and a lot clearer than it is. And, like, the first half of the video also was, like, really kind of, like, frustrating for me because it feels like this is, like, all, like, very personal, private, like, involved, like, nuanced, like, argumentation between, like, you know, Ethan lying whatever you on Twitter, like, and, like, saying these things, like, about, oh, you said you defend me, you're not defending me on the internet. Like, ultimately, like, this isn't really content, this is just your opinion and, like, your drama with Ethan, really. I mean, I don't really have a clutter, you know, like, thing, like, content there, XTC. I just feel like this should have been a DM conversation, it should have been, like, a private conversation. And I don't like this, like, content concept that's really good is you guys take on a person's foundational, like, what they're doing. So, for example, like, criticism for Ethan using emo as an excuse for, you know, being hostile or rude or disrespectful, I think it's fair. And using it on, like, on the him, etc. I think that's fair. Like, that's actual criticism of his content. Whether you agree with it or not, this is criticism of content, right? But, like, it's not the content, this is not the personal relationship that I understand that Lisa had with Ethan and Ewan, right? And I feel like that was the first entire half of the video, was just the nuances, the specifics, and the complexities of their relationship. You know, like, and that's what it comes down to. And I know Ethan, the guy live stream here, so I don't know if Ethan's watching, I don't know if I have no idea. Like, I think that some of the things, like, I think Ethan, like, I think it's the same thing, I think there's probably other topic I too, is that, like, streaming and live streaming, like, definitely changes the way that people see you a lot, and I think it's a really different dynamic. Like, I don't know, like, a song has had, or, like, iPad, where, like, you said things that you should have said, or did things you should have done. And, like, I think that, again, like, because people kind of came into live streaming as, like, a little, like, small fish, right? Like, I don't do it, like, I don't know, but like, I was saying, like, it's not really anything on Instagram from, like, you know, versus, like, people kind of things, like, you know, live streaming had to agree with us. And so, like, a lot of our fuck-ups and mistakes were either when we were a lot less popular, or, you know, we kind of got through that phase when it mattered. But now, you have to agree, like, even when you start live streaming, you've already, like, know what these guys on the internet. And so, when you're live streaming, you're doing that, it's really hard to do that in a way that isn't either boring or problematic. And I think about it the same way that when he started getting, like, he was live streaming, when he was saying things, I think also, Ethan had the same thing happen. And if Ethan had never live streamed ever once in their life, I think they both would be better off together. That's my honest opinion about it. I don't want to shit on Ian. Like, I actually like Ian. Like, that's the truth. I do like Ian. I do feel like his videos have a number of, like, cheap shots, and I think it misrepresented a number of things. But I think there were also some fair levels of criticism too. And, no, I mean, this is my opinion. Like, I talk to him personally. I have him on my podcast. Like, the different, no, you guys understand, like, when I say I talk to somebody, like, I don't know. I don't think it's really, like, that big a deal. It's just not a big deal, like, to me at all. Like, I don't take this shit very seriously. I don't think everybody, like, really, it's just like, Aristotle, I think I talk to people all the time about it. Like, I wasn't taking off from it. Like, I mean, am I supposed to pretend like I had a bad experience with a person in real life just to make me unhappy because of Aristotle expectation that they have this disgusting beer? No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. What am I saying? I read Destiny at Twitch Con in 2019. Like, I've never had any personal experience with Destiny before. And with the song, I've never had any bad issues with any of these guys. So, well, the second thing I have my problems with, like, not just us, but, like, you know, we agree with that together, like, I don't know, it's weird for me, like, I have problems with people. Like, just in general, I don't have deep problems with people. I don't create, like, hostility towards people. Like, I just don't know, like, what do I do that? Like, it's only one thing, like, I'm just not very happy with it. And it's, yeah, I don't understand that at all. But anyway, if I just every person you're getting a lot of different parts of the world, like, there's your sense of doesn't make their online sense of being weird. Not really. I mean, like, I think streaming is like this is the reality. Is that I think live streaming is incredibly malignant, mental state for you. It's like corrosive, malignant, negative, and just bad. And so, there's a lot of people that live stream all the time. Like, everybody not online. Well, because you want different life online. That's true. That's the reality. You might not do that, but it's active a lot of people online. That's just true. And so, anyway, obviously, right? And so, usually on every single right? Is it time to be had lost your message or and the next thing you're working is like feel. But I think live streaming is that like I honestly I find that's what everybody says to see you side things, which is what I'm trying to say, and to just participate in this as honest as possible. And so, if you think I'm not doing that, that's fine. But like all I'm doing is talking about my personal experiences I've had people, and I mean, I know how live streaming is, and I think also like a lot of people get negative at it anyway. And so, like I don't think also understand something better. And it's like it's obviously ego thing. The reason I think people like taking shots at me seriously is because they always miss. They always miss. I don't know what they say matters. So nobody cares what they're saying. Like, it doesn't affect me at all. Like, I'm still being there, so at the end of the day, so like, it's sure to grind, bitch all they want. But at the end of the day, I'm still gonna go live next day and be as successful. You know, it's watch videos every single day. So how am I really gonna feel upset about people saying about me? It doesn't even matter. I mean, fuck, if you get a cheap like 60 people on that bullshit like that, how do I feel? It's not real. Like, yeah, it's not like you think, okay? It's just that I know that I'm on the right path. And it doesn't mean people think I'm not because they just don't realize it. And so that actually bothers you, and that's the reason why I don't get upset about it. It don't fucking matter. Because like, it doesn't have anything to do with it. It's fucking like, so yeah, of course. What are we gonna have here? Like, you're watching. The reason why I don't like it is because people say don't emotionally affect me at all. And in cases where they do, I feel like my decision making is compromised. I have no worse decision. So I try to never put myself in a position where I make a decision when I'm in any level of emotional state. Yeah, like, that's the reason why. This is the Texas. You'll be some capital of America. Like, outside of the capital.
a kid, and now I'm really leaving now.
That's cool. How many years?
I had this right about 12 years.
Before years.
Oh, I taught disabled kids and adults. And I did that for 25 years. It is.
So, how long? Told me the rest was it. When was it?
I'm saying the big problem is my staff. Because they're trying to go up with one hand and use their phone with another hand. Are taking more breaks and talking and talking and late hours don't show. This is not how people restaurant where it is today. I am in big debt because I can't even find a restaurant. I mean, I'm so much right now. I really don't know. Nobody out doing money. I just don't have the money. So every day I'm here and say, waitress, I'm a manager. Like, cool. That's not bad for now. That's really good. All my days are really, really now. I can't do it. I can't. No, this was so hard. I'm so good. She just me. Customers times. You got the nitty thing. We just want to think got nice thing.
When you guys have finished, and what you're saying is
Yeah.
Well, I'm confused. Stuff. That's not the best. That's not new. I mean,
I'll make the Main Street. I'll go to person.
that's not new. He's
This is a man who's in your he's like me and Jason. It's not like no, this ain't Jason. He's a regular. And he works at sometimes. He's on the same with Sophie. She said, he's one guy. I'm here. And his hands here. We kind of down and the place will dance up. But he's not even over. But
I'm sure that we will.
because they think of me when I allow them to do something that they should do. Yes, I do yell sometimes. Because I actually do something 5, 6 times. It's not get done. I think I'm too soft. I put down, you do something, you should terminate. But no, some part of me, I give everybody another chance. It's always something like that. Don't vote. I mean, all the other, I give everybody on your phone at one time. Especially you. No, it's not right. Oh, you say I don't have a no. Every time your phone vibrates, I go to the bathroom. I call her to the bathroom. And you heard something one time, you never know how hard it is. I drink like over 2 gallons of water a day. Don't let me drink 2 gallons of water unless we have hot ice. Oh, it's not like kitchen. Well, I'll drink whatever I get hot ice. No. I can't deal with everybody's first problem. And it's like, I'm not a pill. Not like I'm out Jeffrey. It's serious, it's not money to me. You understand? I am one person. I don't deal with all these. I will get bad time. And everybody always makes everybody spend money. Every single day. I'm here this morning because I don't feel like they respect me enough. And all these years I put into what I'm doing. This is like frustrating to me. If I don't get shit ran now, I am going to lose what I have. Within much time. I really need it now.
Jason, non seulement une histoire sur le célèbre, mais aussi une famille étonnamment grande. La bonne esprit comme que vous les choses entendent dans sa cliente Susan. Il doit faire partie de la famille. Tellement Jason. Just like she said.
I'm not sure if I'm just putting that so That's sweet tea. That's like subtle tea. They call it sweet tea. It's supposed to be sweet. That's why they call it sweet tea. That's not How is it? There's something over there, Brian. Nothing was that kind of it's so good. I really don't think you're going to so good. This like I'm going to do that Richie. Where's that? The 9 o'clock. This is now going to start 4 times. This one more. Here's 19. Yes. Is it? It sounded like the rest of the little else and did look that way. Yes, Sarah, keep turning. Machine. It's like somewhere. Get the hell. I'll get it. So much smoke. I don't know. I'm going to How is it? Okay. It's not really cheese. Where? What? It's where? Look. Look. I'll do my own inside. Look, let's do it. Are you serious? Get your please on the floor, please. You guys enough. Should I taste it? You gotta say that against the wall. I'm not. Okay, so see what Jess takes more chocolate. And I'll just drink. He said that this was right. I'm supposed to take the flies over today. Is it right? I still stand by my food. Because that's all I have to do it. I work hard.
Oh, dear. Why much? What's the joke? I need to get the soul. Passion pass.
It's all full of love. Like, okay, something about this, steak, no matter no matter it's sausage. We will be sausage, it's sausage. You see, so it's sausage, and then sweet and about sauce, and then pork chop. I mean, it was not pork chop. It was dry cheese. I mean, just disappointing.
I think it was good.
I think cheese. Is this?
Well, I don't chef.
Come on.
You know, macaroni and cheese, you have to think about it. Yeah.
No, she doesn't.
You don't have to.
Are you out? Yeah, great.
I don't think we're good about it. Oh, no. I told Chef Ramsay, I wear a lot of hats. And I feel like, if you don't like my fried chicken, if you don't like my macaroni and cheese, if you know what Chef Ramsay do, you wear one of my hats. And that's one of them. That's how I feel.
Is this one Chef Ramsay that is cheap? Is it not one of them?
I'm not going to get there tonight. I'm not going to get right.
That's fine. She's not just one. Just, yeah, just.
Well, the cheese service is Chef Ramsay.
That's like the way you're okay. Is it funny? I'm Did you ever redeem your Canadian Tire money? You got enough for your oil change to be free.
Wait, I can do a Canadian Tire money?
Oh yeah. Earn and redeem Canadian Tire money for auto service. Only at Canada's Garage. This election, find out where the polls stand with Poll Tracker.
L'inspiration peut venir de partout. Depuis 1868, Fleischmann aide les pâtissiers dans leur création. Fleischmann, nous sommes tous des apprentis boulangers.
So, you just go that.
You can get chewed up into gems. So we're reading the guild chat. At the end of the season, you start getting hammered with some friend. I thought Black Hole Jester before I had more than one death penalty. A little bit hit his log. Yep. Batch, not celebrating going to start night shift tomorrow. My control SCP. Batch. You left forward to that. I'm boring. The tower. She said she's boring. I had her not over you play the tower. You one of the cool beans. The time we go from kids. Sounds lovely. Honestly. Enjoy. There you go. I know, we're not trying to be End up. Okay. Queen bonus. Then mine. Defense. Myself. Duck. Defense. Oxygen. Duck. Attack. Myself. Damage. Okay. Defense. Oxygen. Gunshot. Attack. Interest. Defense. Interest. I feel great.
I am vengeance.
This seems like a good.
Time to fly.
Don't. Great Hera.
I am vengeance.
I feel revived.
Time to fly.
Great Hera.
I'm
Stone. Forward
I
lattice.
am vengeance.
Great Hera.
Time to fly. I never miss.
Great Hera. Forward lattice. Don't underestimate me. Great Hera.
I am vengeance. I never miss.
Don't underestimate me. Stone. Great forward lattice. Great Hera.
I am vengeance. I never miss. My feet. Time to fly. Time to fly.
Don't.
I feel revived.
Great Hera.
I am vengeance.
My feet.
It's time to fly. Time to fly.
Don't underestimate me.
Beware, Green Lantern. My feet. I am vengeance.
Forward
Time
lattice.
to fly. I am vengeance.
Don't underestimate me. Great Hera.
Beware, Green Lantern's power. I am vengeance. I am vengeance.
Forward lattice. Don't underestimate me.
I am vengeance.
Don't underestimate me. Forward
I
lattice.
am vengeance. I am vengeance.
Forward lattice.
I am vengeance. I am vengeance.
Forward lattice.
Time to fly.
This will hurt.
I am vengeance.
Great Hera. Forward lattice.
Time to fly. Time to fly.
Great Hera. Forward.
I feel revived.
Great.
I am vengeance. Time to fly.
Great Hera.
I never miss. Let's make some way.
Forward lattice.
I am vengeance.
I feel revived. Great Hera. Don't underestimate me. Great Hera.
Time to fly.
Don't underestimate me.
I feel revived. I am vengeance.
Great Hera.
Time to fly.
Don't underestimate me. Great Hera.
I am vengeance.
Don't underestimate me. Great Hera.
Time to fly.
Don't underestimate.
I feel revived. I am vengeance.
Great Hera.
Time to fly.
Don't underestimate me.
I am vengeance.
Great Hera. Don't underestimate me.
Time to fly.
Don't under.
I feel revived. I am vengeance.
Great Hera.
Time to fly. I feel.
Don't underestimate me.
I am vengeance.
Great Hera.
Time to fly.
Don't underestimate.
I feel revived. I am vengeance.
Great Hera.
Time to fly.
Don't underestimate me.
Time to fly. I am vengeance.
Great Hera. Don't underestimate me. Great Hera. Don't underestimate me. Don't underestimate me.
Let me make some quick calculations.
Oh, science makes everything.
I like this look.
Hand me my bow. You will not. I was born.
I'm the fastest man.
I will take care of this. The seven seas smile upon you.
I'm the fastest man alive.
I'd love to have a little fun. That was a good time.
Should I not be able to do it? We have one day 11 hours, which is basically 8. 8 more. Oh, let's go. What? Word, Mythic Air. So, 8. Still possible. To be able to do everything. Yeah. We should be able to do everything. On both playthrough. The fuck? Mamma Maglione.
Okay, now we know who this role is.
Everybody's talking down there about this, why not? Hey, everybody! Great, so Kelsey, thank you for the presentation. What is your experience with meditation?
Really cool. I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to
Recording in progress.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to today's presentation. We're going to take on soft J's. Everybody knows the way this works. You roast up, and that's it. Everybody gets sung, and next person gets sung, and pretty soon everybody's gone around. And now, I'm gonna kick it off with them. Rainy days always tend to melancholy too. It's a shame. Thanks for me. Well, that's me. Thanks for that. I'm gonna pass this around. Alright, I believe Barbie is next. Fuck yeah! And from that, hey, let us go to Mr. Bobby. Let's see if I can find you one before I found him. Oh, the wrong, JJ. Okay, all right, sir, you are on my radar. Oh, okay, I'm still there. So that's what I'm from here. It's pretty short. Is that how it is? Oh, you are struggling. No special. Pretty helpful, sir. Oh, I said, cool. Well, here are you. Just do a song, sir. You guys know each other now. You don't get like difference. That's why I learned. All right, it's all right. 1 second. I'm just gonna. Before I say, I should just see 1 second. I'm just keep close. This is a good show. We don't want to get that weird. All right, take it away, sir. Alright, so get your hand for it. Alright, so fire them up. Folks, sorry. Alright, so first we're going to use the crowd goes wild. I assume you were recording under finding. Alright, Joe. Alright, now we're letter J. Mr. Joe, take it away, sir. Tell us where you're from and what's on. I got a play, so I wrote this beat. What's that? Mr. Bobby, are you going to get her running on the distance? Take it away, sir. We sorry. I give you a party. Take her back, okay? Keep down the profanity here. All right, well, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Turn off the alarm, touch your phone, go to the bathroom, my base off, what you do during the day. This is a really good watch, so figure out how this works in your life. So you just pick a list. Okay, let's go.
Alright, what do you think?
Go ahead.
You're right.
Yeah, right. So, I'm going to see this is probably a question. This JJ actually, he offered anything. Tell me your mark.
I'm not sure I'm concerned.
Okay, well, let's see what okay, well, let's see what so okay, so like, something sharing out, so if I got track of right, next one.
Just me.
Right.
Why try to deal first? Let's follow the surgery.
there's still someone who people about already. So people about something knows opinion on the program will think that. Is that very sad, like, and sad to make other people's lives harder? No, that's what people about, it's like, I see it in the program because it's what he does every week. So like John Miles, he's a stop because he doesn't want to say true. Like, I feel that way every video, and you need that, like, I feel like I'll take a copy of the previous version. He's got a copy. Sorry, I forgot to turn off the screen recorder, but
Oh, no, it's okay.
that's it,
So yeah,
we're talking about. Oh, yeah, really. Yeah, we know.
As a timer, I will be timing your speeches for the speech today for the table topic section as well as for the evaluators of the panel. You can see it, or you have to change how you.
No, I can't do it.
Yeah, just find something before I start. Can you see the yellow? Then you have the section on the back, so you can see the timer.
No. Yeah, no,
hang in there. So I see an animal behind you, John.
Oh,
This is the book section that I have. So you all have yay, the worship set.
which chapter are we on?
Don't make it explain quick conversion. Doesn't make sense.
Guys, I need you to step outside. No, you don't see him. Just actually. Okay, so these are all things that we should and everything like that. Flower products. This spring running, guys. So can I go like that? Hey, you shoot it away. Introvert. No, it's no, it's like you're that's not what we say.